Hi there folks, welcome to another chill-busting video by the brilliant expat Taffy. A video titled, as you can see, Expat Taffy's Challenge Clues Revealed. Now folks, for those not aware of what's been going on, a couple of months ago, me, the brilliant expat Taffy, put a challenge to these remaining NASA nutcases. I said, tell you what, let's forget the comments, let's forget the derogatory remarks, let's forget the insults, let's forget the swearing, let's have an amicable debate, live video to live video, a live amicable debate, me this side, and you showing your face, using your voice and your real name, and responding to that challenge by the brilliant expat Taffy. And so far, folks, not one of them have had the balls or the brains to accept the challenge. And that means they're all losers. All we've had so far is, of this idiot, Brian Pop Robson, we've had, the photos are genuine and taken on the moon, you stupid idiot. All we've had of Paul the Prat is that I'm not using genuine NASA photos. All we've had of the other idiot, Screwball Screwy, is the photos are genuine and taken on the moon. And all we've had of the other one, the Wicked Witch from Down Under, Joan Evans, is this. Take it away, Joan. Now folks, the first photo challenge I put to all these nutcases was this photo coming up here. AS16-117-18825, and here it is, take a look at it. There you are folks, there it is, AS16-117-18825. Apollo 16 astronaut standing near the rover. Now, like I told them all in the start, the brilliant expat Taffy can find at least 10 errors in this photo telling us it is fake. Now folks, when you've got a genuine photo, like this one here taken in Thailand, apart from getting the light settings wrong, or the focusing wrong, or the level of the camera wrong, there will be no errors in the photo, be they contentious or deliberately inserted. There will be no errors in the photo, folks. Get that straight with a genuine camera. Now, folks, to stop these idiots picking and choosing what they want to comment on, the brilliant expat Taffy has now decided a different approach. What I'm going to do in this video is only concentrate on one type of clue. A type of clue so irrefutable, it can only be regarded as deliberate inserted whistleblowers' clues. And they can't make any clearer than if they grabbed Pop Robson's bunny ears, shook his head and say, "Hey, what's the matter with you, you stupid bloody idiot? I'm putting clues in you to tell you the photo is fake. I faked it on the Earth and not on the moon. What's the matter with you? Are all Englishmen as bloody stupid as you or what? That's going to be the approach in this video, folks. Okay, folks, now, before I get down to revealing what these irrefutable whistleblowers' clues are, let me remind you something I've mentioned to you in the past before. The reason expat Taffy is so brilliant at analysing these photos is I do not get stuck on one photo all the time. What I do, I study photos, front of it and back of it. Not just the one I'm studying in the middle, but some in front, some at the back, and I compare one with the other. Is there something in this that doesn't appear in that? Is there something in that doesn't appear in this? What similarities they've got and what differences they've got. Now, I got that from watching a John Wayne film a few years back. What it was, John Wayne was being pursued by a posse. He'd been shot. He was hurt. Riding out into the countryside, he spots this cabin. He rides to this cabin, gets to the cabin and falls off his horse. Out comes a lady out of the cabin. She helps him into the cabin, and she puts him on her bed. He's laying on his bed, he's unconscious. The next thing now, she hears the posse coming. She ran outside to greet the posse. The posse asks her, have you seen a rider coming along here? She said, no, nobody's been here. Okay, they all went off. She then goes in the hut again, and what do you know? There's John Wayne still unconscious on the bed, but he's got a different colour shirt on. Looks like they were just as dull in them days as Apollo. Okay, folks, take a look at this photo here now. AS16-117-18826. Now this is the next photo after the challenge photo. I'm showing you this because it's the same astronaut, the same whistleblower's clues, but they're even more clear. More clear for you to see. Just take a look at a crop section coming from that photo. There you are, folks. Look at this cutting here. Just look at the fingertips on these gloves. There is no rubber tips on the end of these fingers at all. They've all got flat ends. The tips have been removed. Now, look at the next photo coming up. Here you are. Here's a good example. Buzz Aldrin, training. Just look at the fingertips on his gloves here. Real big, grey, round rubber tips. And here's a closer look. There you are. Look at the fingertips on those gloves, folks. There you are, folks. As you can see, for 18826, no fingertips whatsoever on the end of these glove fingers. None at all. Which is what you can see on the other photo, 18825. Rubber fingertips missing altogether, folks. And watch for a cropped photo and brightened up here to show you. There you are, folks. On his right hand, you've got a round tip for the thumb, then you've got a flat tip, then a round tip, then a flat tip, then a round tip. And for his other hand, you've got a very strange indentation in what is supposed to be a pressurized glove at the top. And with that one, you've got a fingertip missing, a fingertip missing, and a fingertip again. Okay, folks, now let me ask you all a sensible question. What explanations can you come up with for those glove fingertips missing? Let's have a logical explanation. Now, the explanation by the twat who is always speaking through his astronaut is some disgruntled worker for NASA was sneaking in past the armed guards into the gallery and altering the photos on the computer. So they could have erased the tips out. Well, that's not possible because if they did, there would be a gap between the glove flat part and the rod that he's holding. There is no gap. The flat part of the tip is touching the rod. So that is ruled out. Another explanation by the idiot Dirty Slack is, where I can see tips on this one here, and he showed another astronaut from another mission and said, I can see fingertips on you. To which I said, hey idiot, we're not talking about that bloody photo, we're talking about this one, you stupid nutcase. Now, another explanation is the guy taking the photo had a scissors and he snipped them off before he took the photo. Now what do you think of that? Well, if he did, there's a danger of him cutting his mate's fingertips off, and by doing that, the pressure would immediately come from the suit and he would be dead. So nobody cut the tips off. So what's the only logical explanation? The only one I can think of is the guy was faking the photo, he took a pencil and he pushed the tips up inside the finger, and then he took the photos and he faked them. No trouble at all, showing no fingertips. Now don't you think that's the only logical explanation? Now, what is he telling us by these fingertips missing? Well, what he's telling me is, one, to push the tip up inside, there can't be a human being's finger in that glove. So if there's no finger in there, there's no astronaut in there. So what we got you with that astronaut photo is a stuffed dummy. And another thing, if the tip is pushed up, as I just said, it also proves that the suit is not pressurized. The pressure inside is exactly the same as outside, which can only be on the Earth. It's not on the moon. Because if it was on the moon, it would go pop and come back out. So there's the whistleblowers telling us that photo is faked here on the Earth, not on the moon, and they've left the clues there to prove that it was faked on the Earth. Okay folks, that just about wraps it up for this one video, revealing a very, very serious anomaly, a whistleblower's clue in that photo telling us it is fake. But before I go, what I think I'll do, I'll have some fun with these idiots, Brian Pop Robson, Paul the Pratt, who've changed his name to One Big Monkey, and Cornelius Krill, who's having his strings pulled by Dee Dee Brock, and the witch from down under in Australia, Joan Evans. I think I'll have some fun with them, see if I can trap them into opening their gobs and making some stupid statements, pass some stupid comments that I can copy and use them for the next video. What I'm going to say to these idiots is, that astronaut on 18825, take a look at the red band along the top of his head, top of his helmet. Who can tell me what message that red band is giving? I'm going to prove to you it's a whistleblower's clue, and I'm going to ask you, what is the message behind it? Let's see if any of you have got the brains to tell me what's the message behind that red band.
No hard feelings. Oh. The hell there ain't.